Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. It's May 15th, 2017. CNN's front page has the headline story about the young 19-year-old Timothy Piazza reportedly killed at Penn State in a hazing routine or ritual at his fraternity. He reportedly died February 4th. His funeral was February 11th, the 42nd day of the year. Where I want to begin with this story is the picture of this young man that they have continued to show in the media for months. This is a story that's been around. It's been a headline story before. I just want to take a minute to show you how fake our news is. This story did not happen. There's no such thing as Timothy Piazza. All of these people are actors playing a part and selling a story that never happened. That said, in this case, they're selling a story that's very realistic because every year, fraternity pledges get killed. They die. It happens all throughout the nation. It always has. It's just not normally the big headline story. CNN, other mainstream outlets have been talking about this story going back to February. I want to show you what this is really all about. Pay attention to the orange jersey and the number 65. Numbers are special in media propaganda. Also, the headline for this story, it reads, "They treated him like roadkill," with the emphasis on like roadkill. We'll get to why that's emphasized, what it has to do with 65. Also notice, the parents of a Penn State fraternity pledge speak out about their son's hazing death. We're going to talk about the language of gematria, the word hazing, sums to 65. This is where A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, D is 4, E is 5, up to Z is 26. In the language, hazing, 65. As for the emphasized headline, like roadkill, that sums to 56. The reflection is 65. Also, like the Gauntlet. And he died reportedly in a ritual known as the Gauntlet. That was the hazing ritual that killed him. He didn't make it through the Gauntlet. Now look at here. The word hazing has very specific gematria that connects to death. And again, all throughout history, young pledges have accidentally been killed in these rituals. 38. The word death equals 38. The word killing, 38. The word murder, 38. Down below in the description, I'll link this calculator. Type in those words. You will see. Something I talk about again and again on this channel. 25. The word death equals 25. 65. The word white has gematria of 65. So does the word Christianity. So does Knights Templar. I see this number having a lot to do with Freemason history. We're going to talk about the date this man died, February 4th, 4/2. In the only month with 42 gematria, February equals 42. Just like Freemason. His funeral was on February 11th, the 42nd day of the year. Did it even happen? I don't think so, because again, these are actors and this is propaganda selling a narrative that at the same time is real. Also notice the gematria of 97, death equals 97. If you've never seen my video on the death of Notorious B.I.G. in 97, you better check that out. Notorious 97, plus a whole lot more. Like roadkill, the phrase emphasized at the top, a lot of very interesting numbers in here. Look at the major overlap with all-seeing eye. The only numbers that are different is reverse reduction. And by the way, if you're new here and wondering what this is, English ordinal is the alphabetic order. A is 1 up to Z is 26. Reverse ordinal is in reverse. Z is 1, A is 26. Full reduction is where you make each letter a single digit. So let's just say there was a Z in like roadkill. Z is the 26th letter. In English ordinal, Z is worth 26. In reduction, Z is 2 plus 6 equals 8. You see? L is the 12th letter. In full reduction, L is worth 3. 1 plus 2 for 12 is 3. You make each letter a single digit using numerology. Reverse reduction, the alphabetic order in reverse, same thing. Anyhow, the name Timothy and Piazza both sum to 79, like the emphasized headline, like roadkill. 119, all-seeing eyes, Star of David master plan, the mainstream media. Its purpose is to program the minds of the masses. That's what this is all about. It's what the media is here for. This is what it's always done, steered people through deceit. And sometimes the steering's not so awful. I think fraternities and hazing, I think that's something that needs to be done away with. Sadly, in the scheme of things, it seems that it's all part of feminizing men. There's something thought of as masculine and macho with hazing in some circles. I've never really been a fan of that, but I think that the powers that shouldn't be, who are obviously trying to feminize the young boys, I think this is the way they see it. Anyhow, a lot of interesting numbers here. Timothy and Piazza both sum to 79, like murder. With regards to the 119, and this being in Pennsylvania, this happened at Penn State University. Philadelphia, established on date with 119 numerology, very special biblical city. The whole headline up here, they traded him like roadkill, sums to 152, just like Pennsylvania. Again, this is about Penn State. Pennsylvania and roadkill also have gematria 53 matching. When you get to the article, if you come here and watch the article, then it takes you to a headline where the word criminal is emphasized. Criminal. Criminal has gematria of 56, just like what's in the headline, the reflection of 65 hazing. Gematria of 79, like the names Timothy and Piazza, and murder. The parents are saying this is murder. Gematria of 137, the 33rd prime number, Penn State 33. Number of false flag, number of masonry. Let's just read a little bit of the reporting. The parents of 19-year-old Timothy Piazza, who died after participating in a hazing ritual at Penn State Fraternity, say the students who have been charged in the case murdered their son and called the system governing fraternities at the university criminal. They killed him, Jim Piazza said in an interview with CNN, referring to members of Beta Theta Pi who now face charges in the February 4th death of his son. They fed him lethal doses of alcohol, and they killed him. Well, you know what? This goes on every day at university, in fraternities, hazing rituals, and more. And then they treated him like a rag doll, like roadkill. They slapped him around, threw water on him. One kid punched him. Nothing unusual here. And to think so many people pay all this money so their children can join the fraternity, and this is what fraternity life is. His son died following his first night of pledging at Beta Theta Pi, a fraternity that was supposed to be alcohol-free. Don't they all say that? I mean, it's just like, these stories are for people who don't have a clue. It's like for somebody who's never been to college, never was aware of fraternity life. A result of a suspension 8 years ago, the university has now permanently banned the fraternity from operating on campus. The death of Tim Piazza led to one of the largest criminal indictments against fraternity and its members in recent history. With regards to them referring to him as Tim there, Tim, 42, died on 4/2, again in February, the weirdly spelled month, the very Masonic month. Freemason 42, just like February. The death of Tim Piazza led to one of the largest criminal indictments against the fraternity and its members in recent history. More than 1,000 counts were levied against 18 members of Beta Theta Pi, including 8 who were charged with involuntary manslaughter and aggravated assault. You know, if this young man really did die, understand these fraternities are super Masonic. And again, we know about fraternity and murder by numbers and doing it for ritual, which this was. That there's a small possibility this story is real, and it was all done intentional to create this national news. Because again, this happens all the time, but it's not normally a national news story. This young man's name is, or his father's name is Jim Piazza, 666, Mark of the Beast. You know, make you wonder. Jim Piazza, who's the father? But anyhow, just notice, Timothy 79, Piazza 79, just like the word murder. His parents saying murder. Piazza also has the gematria of 83, the football number. The mainstream media this entire time, every time they've done this story, they've shown this exact same picture. Seen this 100 times. Always. 65 in the bright orange jersey. By the way, orange sums to 33 like Penn State. The name of the fraternity where he died, Beta Theta Pi, that has gematria 44 like kill. His parents are saying they killed him. Beta Theta Pi, also 64 like kill. They said that when he died, he fell down a 15-foot flight of stairs. It's interesting that they write 15 because 15 has the gematria of 38 like death, killing, murder, and 15 also 65 like hazing, you know? All of these numbers stacking. Timothy 38. So I'll link this if you want to read the rest. They have this emphasized headline. This was callous and cold and inhumane. You know what this is really for? This is a headline for the United States of America. A lot of people don't realize it because they're in a zombie-like state from all the chemicals in their brain and all the conditioning of their life. But where we live in the United States of America is a callous, cold, and inhumane state. Look at this nation. You know, there's almost no love in any families. Everybody's looking out for the almighty dollar and themselves. And from a young age, they're being lied to and forced into having to go to school where their time is wasted. My girlfriend from Burma, she asked me last week, she goes, how come Mexican people have so many more skills than most Americans? And I laughed and I said, well, the reason why is because in Mexico, what children do is they go to work and they learn a skill and they learn how to provide and do something. In America, kids go to school and they learn how to circle C for Christopher Columbus. Oh yeah, C for circle, you know what I'm saying. It's just in America you learn a whole lot of bullshit. Your time is wasted. There's no skills. There's no applied knowledge. Your time is stolen. You're made into this dumb, subservient person that learns how to circle bullshit and has nothing really else to show for themselves besides a piece of paper that you graduated. So anyway, America is a sick joke. This is a slave nation. We are treated like fools from the beginning. We're raised to be fools. Our time is wasted. And, you know, so many people spend their entire lives watching rigged sports. And that's the only thing they care about. And imagine if they knew that. It would feel even more callous, cold, and inhumane to them. But anyway, that headline, this was callous, cold, and inhumane, sums to 339, just like United States of America. 33 and 39 in that number. Huge numbers to the founding of this nation. See my work on James Madison, the founders who were Freemasons. Again, Freemason 42 like the big G on the Freemason compass. Here's the part about his death and his funeral on the 42nd day of the year. Notice it was at 9:30. 9:30. 93, the number for Saturn, the keeper of time. Very important to Freemason symbolism. Saturn 42 and 93. This is all ritual right here. That thing about 523 White House Station, there might be other parallels going on here. But there's a lot of ways they can contrive this propaganda. They can pay off people in the fraternity. You know, I'd like to know more about the children who are up for the charges, or the young teenagers or young men. The 8 people facing the 18 facing the over 1,000 indictments. 18 factors into 6 plus 6 plus 6, like the father, Jim Piazza. Where's Mike Piazza at? But there it is, Truth Seeker. It's all propaganda. It's all numbers. These stories, they're all the same because everything through the mainstream media is planned deception. It'd be sick to think that, you know, this kid really was killed and all the time the father knew that he'd be murdered in this planned hazing ritual. And that's why they even had him wearing 65. These Masons do work ahead like that. How many would give up their own son? You know, probably more than you think. See my work on the death of Michael Jackson in relation to his father and mother. All right, Truth Seeker. Until next time.